Hello and welcome, guys. I'm gonna go live, but I won't be going live for God knows how much, as having a lot of obligations. I just came off the match. I got to say that this was this was a rocky night. This was a rocky day. I was reffing, but I'm pleased, and I'm having some work in my mind. I'm pretty much pleased. I'm pretty much pleased, and it kind of inspires me. It kind of inspires me when I have all those obligations, when I can work, when I can earn for a decent living, and it's okay. To some point, it's okay. And thank you so much for staying with me. I mean, I'm very, very grateful to you. Now I will break down this event, and I will go with those reactions. So the first match is between Jennifer Chiang and known as Dagwen. She is fighting out of Micronesia, and she is going to fight Alisa Lightning Linduska. So first of all, well, odds are finally released, and interestingly, Jennifer Chiang is the underdog. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Amateur record of 7-1 on the end of Alisa Linduska is very much promising. At her amateur record 5'4", out of Illinois, United States, this girl was better than Julie Russell, Casey Hildal. I mean, she seems to have a lot of experience. She's undefeated for 4 years now. Her making her professional debut. Dagwin is 1-1, 5'4", 64 inches of reach, out of Brooklyn, New York, but she was outworked by Helen Peralta and she destroyed Jessica Ruiz at Bellator. But I do think that Alisa Linduska might actually win pretty much, giving 60% to Alisa Linduska. So Linduska to win for minus 188. For Chiang versus Linduska, the fight goes the distance. Okay, now we are gonna go with the next fight. Now we are gonna go with the next fight, and the next fight is the matchup between Fatima Kline and Sydney Trillo, or Fatima Kline or Fatima Klein, however you read it. I would say Fatima Kline. The Archangel, Fatima Kline, 21 years old, 5'6", 67.5 inches of reach, black hole jiu-jitsu fighter. She competed a lot in grappling though, and also her last victory happened against Ariana Melendez. This girl is a heck of a grappler. Interestingly, she defeated Vanessa Demopoulos via armbar, which kind of speaks about her BJJ skills, strawweight fighter. And on the other side, Sydney Trillo 200 is her record 5'3", 64 inches of reach, out of Anaheim, California. At LFA, she outworked Melissa Dessa Parker, was better than Landria Brown. Fatima Kline should be the favorite as much as I can say. And she is minus 210, Sydney Trillo plus 170. Kline to win for minus 210. Yeah, Fatima Kline to win for minus 210. That could be a decent odd or clean submission. That could be also another plus odd pick. Now we are going to go into the next stage. Serena de Jesus gonna meet Brittany Cloudy. Serena de Jesus, known as the Southpaw Outlaw, well, this girl has some. She is the real proof that despite psychological issues, you can succeed in the sport. I've heard that she is autistic or something like that, but she is a great fighter. She is an inspiration. This girl serves as an inspiration to me. 5'8", 69.5 inches of reach, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. She is on a 3-fight winning streak over Christina Adcock, Elizabeth Phillips, and Lauren Muller. So I have to say that loss to Tanisha Tiant, I still see it I still see it as an accidental loss. Now she's going to meet Brittany Cloudy, 4-3-0, 5'9", 70.5 inches of reach out of Team Oyama. Well, I've got to say this is going to be one of the greatest tests for Serena de Jesus, as Brittany Cloudy knows to strike very, very well, and she's pretty much durable. But I think Serena de Jesus is going to win. I think she has better cardio, and I see her as more well-rounded fighter. So Serena de Jesus, the underdog. Serena de Jesus to win for plus 119. I'm fishing for the underdog here. I'm fishing for the underdog here, my lads. Yeah, I'm fishing for the underdog. And now the next pick is Janaisa Morandin versus Liana Pirosin. Liana Lee Pirosin, 740, Brazilian fighter, born Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. 5'5", 64 inches of reach, out of Yamauchi team. Lost to Kanako Murata, lost to Kei Hansen, but hasn't fought for a while. She was choked out by Murata, but she survived the onslaught against Kei Hansen. She lost to Jessica Delboni. Other than that, she defeated majority of the opponents, so the girl has an experience under her belt. On the other side, Janaisa Evil Princess Morandin, 10'4", 5'8", 61 inches of reach. Janaisa is going to have 3-inch of reach disadvantage. ATT fighter out of Balneario Camboriú, Santa Catarina, Brazil. Janaisa Morandin is on a 3-fight losing streak to Virna Jandiroba, Emily Ducote, and Montserrat Ruiz. So it seems her submission defense is not pretty much on point. She also lost to Livinha Souza, and this is to be or not to be for her. But Liana Pirosin also on a cold streak. I think this is to be or not to be all-in fight for both of the girls, sorry. And Janaisa Morandin is the underdog, as expected. I'm gonna say Liana Pirosin to win for -135. And also Pirosin versus Morandin goes the distance. Yes, Otis? What? Wow, I told you you're gonna win. You shouldn't have accepted that fight. That guy, I told you you're gonna fuck him up easily. Congrats. Thank you for the advice. Fuck him up him in the third with a rolling thunder kick. Oh, that's awesome. Rolling thunder, let's go, man. Let's go. I'm very glad you won, man. I'm very glad you won. I told you. I told you, man. He is undefeated, so what? He used to be undefeated, not anymore. So the next fight is Lindsey Van Zandt versus Gillian De Corsi. It's another high-level, super entertaining bout to watch. I'm a die-hard fan of Lindsey Van Zandt. She is a cat mom. Yeah, she has 3 cats, and I'm a die-hard fan of cats. Do I like Lindsey Van Zandt? Oh, yeah. Oh, of course I do. I'm a very, very big fan of Lindsey Van Zandt, and I pretty much enjoy watching every single second of Lindsey Van Zandt inside the octagon. Extremely, extremely entertaining fighter to watch. And I will never feel sorry for paying additional amount of money to watch her fights, because these were the best moments of my life, literally. And also that cat interview, this was one of the nicest interviews I've ever had. And thank you for everything, Lindsey. Lindsey is a former Bellator and Rising fighter, Damsel 750, 5'2", 64 inches of reach. She was born in New York, but fights out of Scottsdale, Arizona, Ludus MMA fighter. She lost to Jessica Delboni, but also lost to Rina Kubota, to Alicia Zappitella. But in exhibition MMA matches, she was better than Linda Michalec, Katie Perez. They were having that tournament, but at the end of the day, her last official win happened against Sheena Van Jose in 2019, lost to Jessica Delboni. She also choked out Rina Kubota and Tabata and Watkins, but I believe she is going to bounce back. She is kind of feeling better. Her life is now returning to normal, and she's not depressive anymore. So I really think her cats are a great inspiration. Now, Jillian Lionheart, the Corsi, 4-3-0, 37 years of age, 5'2", 63 inches of reach, fighting out of Queens, New York, Long Island MMA fighter, a great BGG. She lost to Alice Reed, she lost to Kelly D'Angelo, she lost to Alicia Zappitella, but all via decision. I think this is going to be a harsh fight, very, very hard fight for Lindsey Van Zandt, but I believe Lindsey Van Zandt to win. Turn right back around in June. Okay, no props. That's awesome. Just pop to say hello. Oh, thank you, Ginge. Thank you. Okay, if you can turn right back around in June, go for it, man. All right, to see just next pick, Van Zandt to win for -160 or Van Zandt decision. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Ginge. Anyway, it makes me happy. Yeah, makes me happy because you stopped by. Now we are going to go into the next fight, and the next fight is between Courtney King and Chelsea Chandler. Courtney King, 4-2-0, the Lion, 5'9", 69 inches of reach, out of Fort Collins, Colorado. This amazing girl lost to Kayla Harrison via punches at Invicta FC and hasn't fought for a while, but also lost to Shalana Rincon. But got to say, at Fury FC 41, she choked out Audrey Wolf. I mean, she was holding well against Kayla Harrison. Chelsea Chandler, 3-1-0, 5'8", 69 inches of reach, out of Stockton, California. Cesar Gracie, Jiu-Jitsu, great jitser and great ground fighter. Mitzi Mary, Brittany Victoria, Olivia Parker went down. She lost to Carrie Kennison. But I'll be honest with you, my lads. I'll be honest with you, my lads. For this fight, I am least confident in this fight, as both of the girls are very, very skillful, and they say Chandler gonna win easily. I'm picking Chandler, but I'm very, very not confident. So -3-0 Chelsea Chandler to win. Bucky and Rap Huge did some work with Jake Hadley. You trained with Hadley? That's awesome. That's really awesome, man. I hope Hadley pulls it out next weekend. And we are going to have belt fight. This is between Emily Ducote and Alicia Zappitella. Emily Gordinha Ducote, 10-6-0, 5'2", 64 inches of reach, ATT, OKC. She is coached by Danny Curtis out of Oklahoma City. She destroyed Daniel Taylor, outworked Juliana Lima, lost to Kanako Murata. She was better than Janissa Morandin. Catherine Paprocki at Bellator, she didn't have the greatest run. Only, I mean, she was only having, believe it or not, 4 wins and 4 losses, which was like so score. Alicia Zappitella, 9-3-0, half pinned, 4'11", 60 inches of reach. Ducote is 4 inches longer, but Zappitella is brutally good on the ground. Scorpion fighting system, great wrestler. She lost to Jessica Delboni, but also defeated Delboni. She was better than Ashley Cummins, Lindsey Van Zandt, Kelly D'Angelo. The girl can take a beating. Lost to Kenna Sakura, lost to Vivian Pereira. Her wrestling is just brutal. So I'm gonna say Ducote versus Zappitella. Ducote versus Zappitella. Fight goes the distance. Side pick Zappitella for +184 or Zappitella via decision. Okay, I finished this. Vlad, how does Logan Storley win the fight because he gets one takedown only? I do believe if he gets one takedown that he is going to win the fight. Only if he gets a one reactive takedown against Michael Page. So either it's going to be a Storley decision or it's going to be Page via stoppage. I just hear your idea there. Thank you. Yeah, Jake's great kid. Oh, that's awesome. But Logan Storley did a great job against Yaroslav Mosov. So if Page moves like a cat, he's not going to drag him to the ground. He's going to win easily. But if he gets dragged to the ground, there's no way Page is going to scramble up against Logan Storley. Logan Storley's top control is just too much. But I told you, if he gets a reactive takedown, he's going to win the round. To win the match, you need to control at least 2 rounds. So It really depends on his strategy. Otis, I was wondering, was Boyan surprised with your strategy? How was he feeling with your strategy? Uh, because I know that strategy was pretty much on point. 5 round fight, Vlad. If it's 5 round, then it's gonna be very, very hard. And he needs to do it in 3 rounds. Then you might be right. Then Page has greater chances to win. If it's 5 rounder, I've overseen that. I was thinking it's a 3 rounds. So, but still, Storley. If Storley wins, it's gonna be decision. If Page wins, it's gonna be KO. Like if Storley drags him to the ground, then Page gonna lose that round. But if it's 5 rounder, then Page has greater chances. I've overseen it's 5 rounds. So sorry, man. I was thinking it's three, but Bellator recently changed. So if it's 5 rounder, then greater chances to Page. But if Page gets dragged to the ground, he loses that round. And also, got to say that UFC 274 was a wonderful, wonderful card to watch. So. Aside of Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza, everything else was, how you say, good fights. But it was a real snooze fest. For the co-main event, it was a real snooze fest. And I wouldn't like to be a judge in that fight, as being a judge in that fight would definitely irritate me. There was very, very little to score in there was very, very little to score in that fight, and I wouldn't like to be in judges' shoes. I would never be in their shoes, if you know what I mean. Crazy weekend of fights. Yeah, Optimal World, amazing, just amazing weekend of fights. So we've seen Bellator this weekend. We have also Bellator at European time. Also, UFC is at a bit more normal time for me, so I'm getting up at 1:30, but I will go to bed at 8 p.m. So if I sleep 4 or 5 hours, I'm fine. Especially if I sleep at that time, that's like easy win for me. Very much of an easy win. I wouldn't have much of problems this weekend, and also Bellator airing at normal time, which is also gonna help me put everything to the next level. I will try to complete boxing predictions tomorrow. All boxing predictions. I'm refing a lot. I refed today, then I will ref tomorrow, then I will ref on Thursday, then I will ref on Saturday, and I will ref on Sunday. And to be honest, they are paying pretty much correctly for that. As a side job, it's okay, but you can ref for 6 months, then you don't ref for 6 months. So it really depends. Really depends on how is it gonna go for you. But honestly, I do see it as a great job. Also, UFC 274. I really enjoyed Gaethje's submission. I really enjoyed Fialho's distraction. I really enjoyed Fialho's distraction, guys. That was just a wonderful, wonderful moment when I've seen Fialho doing the job. Also, Hoival Schnell was a high dynamic fight. There was a crazy weekend of fights, but it was a top-notch, very much amazingly dynamic fight. And tomorrow I will discuss UFC. I just have to tell you that. I will tomorrow discuss UFC when I get back from the soccer match. I don't know exactly when will that be. Great card, I thought. Yeah, absolutely great card. I was 10 out of 14. Also, maybe around 3, 4 p.m. tomorrow, 3, 4 p.m. Eastern time, I hope to be online. As today I was having a lot of work. Tomorrow I will, Thursday I will, but I will never surrender. I have the best fans in the world, and that's something that motivates me. That's something that pushes me forward. That tells me every single day that I need that I mustn't surrender, that I mustn't give up. And also, I'm glad because when Take No Prisoners, one of my greatest Georgian fans, when he asked me, what do you think of Carlos Esparza, I was right that Esparza was going to win. So I'm extremely glad because of that, because people were telling me that Namajunas is going to stuff all of her takedowns. She didn't stuff all of them, but she stuffed some of them. I think that suplex decided the winner. That suplex from round 4, but it was a snooze fest. I was extremely irritated because Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lozon didn't come to fruition. Maybe they're gonna move it to the next card, or maybe they're gonna move it to the next pay-per-view, but I really wanted to see Cowboy scoring another win because I'm Cowboy, he's Cowboy. I mean, you got two Cowboys ready to ride. The Cowboy fight will rebooked according to Dana. What do you think? When will they rebook Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight? I would like to see another run of Donald Cowboy Cerrone, or I would like to see him retiring against a guy like Joe Lozon. That would really be on point for Donald the Cowboy Cerrone, and I would also like to see him as a commentator. I do think that Cowboy Cerrone would be a heck of a commentator because he is a legend of the sport. Really, the guy is a legend of the sport. He did a lot for the development of the sport, and if you ask me, he should get a huge, massive reward. Just massive reward. Give him a massive reward, man. He promoted the sport. The sport started growing because of his amazing, top-notch actions. He said at press conference Cowboy will retire after his 50th fight, one more after Joe. So one more after Joe. Oh, that's awesome. They're just awesome, man. They're just awesome. I was thinking it was just a hint, for us fans. But if he said it at the press conference, then Joe was on. I wonder who's gonna be his last fighter to fight against, because he has two on his contract. Thank you. I was thinking he has one of his contract, but that inspires me. That really is a moment to remember, because for me, yes, Cowboy has never been the champ, but man, his influence is out of this world, and everything he left to the UFC. Thank you, man. I mean, you are one of the people. You are one of the reasons why I started loving MMA. And also, just to know, I've seen the T-Money was the lightning candles to Tony Ferguson. I was thinking about that, I'm agnostic. I'm not, I respect people, but I'm agnostic. We don't do that. That's how we say we are sorry. Iman is lighting candles, but we say like this. We say like this with a bow. We say with a bow that we respect Tony, but I'm really much feeling sorry because it happened that way, and I don't know whether Tony is going to bounce back. I don't know whether he is going to return back. I'm really sorry to hear that Tony got knocked out like that, and was very sorry to see. Yeah, Cowboy is one of my favorite guys. Tony broke silence, said he wants to fight again. Yes, I've heard that, and I've heard that he was released from the hospital. I've heard everything, but I literally, you know what's the parody? I bet against Tony. I bet on Chandler to win. And have you seen that I was sorry when Tony lost? Even though I bet on Chandler, I felt sorry. I felt sorry. I was feeling like it's not right, if you know what I mean. It's not right, man. It's not right. Legends don't end like this, and this legend. I don't want to see Tony ending like this. I love the guy, man. I love this man, and he is the reason. He's one of the reasons why I really turned into a diehard fan of the greatest sport in the world. I wasn't staying all night before Tony. I was getting only up for the main card. I was watching it on TV. But since Tony's arrival and Tony's appearance, I've purchased officially UFC on Fight Pass, so I can rewatch fights. When Tony appeared, it's by I purchased it. I think 1 year before his first potential fight with Khabib. I have Fight Pass for like 6-7 years, but I bought it because of Tony. That's the truth. I bought it because of Tony because I wanted to rewatch some of his older fights, and I also wanted to rewatch some Cowboys older fights. And now we got a situation that Cowboy is probably going to retire after with 2 fights left on the contract. We've got a situation that Tony got knocked out, and he is the guy who turned me into a die-hard fan of this sport and a die-hard analytics. And Tony, Tony is one of the guys. I have never told you that, but Tony is one of the guys cause one part of my family disowned me. It was uh, it was because I chose Bulgarian flag, but it also was because of Tony. Because when Tony was having those problems when he was seeing ghosts, etc. Well, in my state, it's not normal when you support a guy like that. And I officially supported Tony, and I said, listen, no matter what he does, I'm going to support those people. And they told me that's going to cost you in life. We can't do anything. We can't do anything with you because that kind of behavior is going to cost you in life when you can't support such kind of a guy. And in my state, people are very much narrow-minded, but I'm glad because that happened because it turned me into a better person. It turned me into a warrior, and I understood finally that it was a great way to go. I finally understood that Tony was the guy, and Tony still is the guy. It's not about how hard you can hit somebody. It's about how hard you can get hit and still stay on your feet or get up. And I got up. I mean, that's kind of a strange confession to make, but when we were arguing about that accepting the other flag, etc., they told me I mean, there are some vulgar words what they told me, but when I mentioned Tony Ferguson, they went even more wild. Oliveira showed the world his world class. Looking forward for Oliveira Makachev. I think that fight has to happen ASAP. Like Oliveira versus Makachev, at least for me, it has to happen ASAP. He was looking good until that kick. He was looking amazingly until that kick. He was pretty much an even opponent, and but you know which mistake Tony made. Tony, when you block, how you say, high kick. This is normal reaction when you block high kick or this. That's normal. But when you block front kick, you mustn't do this because you are putting yourself into the path of the strike, and this makes strike even stronger, even harder. Florian Marcoux is welterweight villain. Yes, he is. Yes, he is counterpunch. But I'm telling you, my family partially also disowned me because when they started yelling at me, I started talking about Tony Ferguson, and they went even more wild. And I told them, listen, you can do whatever you want, but you can't kill my spirit. I was like, fine, you want to dissolve me? Go. You're not a mandatory part of my life anymore. And after a year, when I became famous, they wanted, to renew connections. Well, that's not gonna happen. That will never happen. Tony was winning. Well, unfortunately, Tony was looking amazingly, but that front kick landed clean. And when you block a front kick, never do this. Just this, or move your head. If you do this, you're increasing the strike of that kick. That was unfortunately wrong, but Tony looked okay until that kick. Tony pretty much looked okay until that kick. Got to say. I really much enjoyed. Charles is a monster, so underrated. Yes, heavily underrated. Charles Oliveira. But he got dropped by Gaethje, but that was all Gaethje wrote. Gaethje only dropped him once, and that was all he wrote. So, yeah, that's it. Hey, Niall, how are you doing, man? I was reffing today, so that's why I'm going a bit later. Yeah, Tony was doing so good, that kick was lucky. I was sorry when Tony lost, man. Yes, I bet against Tony, but I felt sorry when he lost. It wasn't, it wasn't, it was one of the unluckiest moments for me in the UFC, as I'm a die-hard fan of Tony Ferguson. Also, now I hear that Cowboy has 2 fights on his contract left. Now, Tony said he wants to fight again, which is awesome. He's one of the reasons why I started loving this sport. I bought UFC on Fight Pass for the first time when Tony Ferguson was slated to fight Khabib. You know, when he was slated to fight Khabib for the first time. That's when I bought UFC on Fight Pass because I wanted to rewatch Tony's fights and Cowboy's fights. You have the same style as Tony. Oh, thank you. Many people tell me that. Mexico took the biggest loss. Yeah, Mexico. Yeah, many people tell me that I have the same style like Tony. And many people are saying that I have a similar style to Luis Saldana. So that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Even my wrestling coach says that I look like Tony. He's even trolling me when I don't do something well. He's saying, "Come on, Tony." You know, my wrestling coach, he's saying, "Come on, Tony." I'll be back in a minute. I will be maybe 5-10 minutes more because I'm very tired. Tomorrow I'm also refing. Hey, just to announce, as soon as I get back from soccer match tomorrow, I will do a UFC breakdown, but I don't know when will that be. Maybe 3-4 p.m. UK time. I really don't know now because the problem Canelo lost, Tony lost, Oscar Valdez lost, all in the space of a week. Yeah, very unlucky. Very unlucky. Tomorrow I'm doing UFC predictions and breakdowns, but I don't know exactly which time because I have a soccer game. Sorry. Because as soon as soccer game ends, I will do it. I'm refing during the working days now also because I really want to push myself a bit more to see whether I can do it or not. If I can, then I'm gonna pursue more who is fighting this week. We've got Alexander Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz. That is the fight that draws a lot of attention. So for me, Alexander Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz is gonna be a fun fight to watch. But I see Rakic winning potentially via decision. I think Blachowicz is stylistically a very good matchup for him. I still don't have, how you say, locks of the night, very possible predictions picks. Tomorrow I'm gonna place bets and I will inform you. I will inform you what were my bets, but I haven't bet yet. Also, Jon Kutelaba fighting Ryan Spann. These are some big fights. We got Louis Smolka versus Davy Grant, Andre Petrovsky, Nick Maximov, Tatsuro Taira officially making his UFC debut. That's okay. To me, that's okay. Very much okay. If you ask me, that's very, very much a great way to go. And this UFC fight night, for me at least, it's gonna be a fun card. I see it as a fun card coming up. So Serbia versus Poland, winner fights John Jones. Oh yeah. As much as I know, winner should fight the winner of Yuri Prohashka versus Glover Teixeira, but it would be fun to see Rakic, for example, versus Jones or Jan Blaovic versus Jones. That would be very fun. But John Jones is now heavyweight, but I would like to see that fight. Really, I would like to see that fight as I know John Jones is not what he used to be because he ruined his career completely. But again, fun thing to watch. Very, very much fun thing to watch. Yeah, many people saying that I have pretty much same fighting style like Tony, and many people say that I have same fighting style like Luis Saldana. So it's an inspiration to me, guys. It really is an inspiration to me. I mean, you are the best, really, really. You are the best, and with your confessions, you lost 50 on Canelo. I also lost the bet. Just to know, I also lost the bet because Chandler won, but Canelo lost. I said Chandler to win and Canelo to win, but like $5. It's like even if Tony won, I would be happy, and if Tony would have won, I'd be happy. So it was like I'm doing this for fun, $5. Like, okay, I put $5 and that's it. Like, more doing this for the fun and that's it. That's it. All around the corner. At the end of the day, we're just having fun. So, guys, I would stay more, but I'm extremely tired. I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow, as soon as I get back from the soccer match, I will air UFC predictions. Yeah, I think Canelo could beat Charlo. Yes, I think so. But Bivol was on a whole another level tonight. So thank you all for stopping by. And tomorrow I'm doing UFC predictions as soon as I get back from the soccer match. So night, night, everyone. Catch you later.